Yeah. Easy. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody coming first time today? ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅನುವಾದ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ in case English not able to understand. You can connect. I'll project it. So we connect. Okay. So. You have anything to say? How do you share? I'll open it and I'll share it. Okay. This can be connected. So, till what time we will started 1.5 hours again. 1.5 hours. So we'll do Kirtan for some time. Okay. You can speak in English on the I guess. Kunja Bihari Kunja Bihari Vijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Vijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Godhanandana Gajadanandana Yashodanandana Gajadanandana Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, अमृत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, गौर वृंद। Hare Krishna. I thank Prabhuji for inviting for this Satsanga program. So I can only speak in English. So anybody who doesn't follow English, Fine. So, you're all, many of you are very elder to me. I'm only, kind of a younger to all of you. But as a service, Prabhuji asked me to speak, so I will be speaking some things. I'll speak for short time. Then, if you have questions, that is better. I can take up some questions. So, we'll recite this Bhagavatam shloka. Prabhuji told me to speak on this shloka. We can recite this shloka. How many of you know what is Bhagavatam? Anybody first time hearing what is Bhagavatam here? Raise your hand. First time you don't know what is Bhagavatam. Okay. So this is a, everybody is able to see. It's not clear. No, light is not the problem. No, it's okay. It's okay. So we'll recite this thing first. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Narottamam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Devin Saraswati Vyasam
Yamudiraye
Tadane Mudiraye
Saprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistake. See, there are so many Vedas. Share in the Zoom, so those who are online also. Yes, please. See, there is a knowledge. See, knowledge is there in different forms. The same knowledge is recorded by sages 5,000 years back. Before 5,000 years back, there were no books. Okay? No books. People were used to learn only by hearing. A student goes to the teacher, and the teacher, like in a class, the teacher teaches the same thing to group of students, and they will listen. Depending on the ability a child listens, the teacher categorizes and teaches different subjects to those children. Those who have the ability, more ability to listen, he may teach more deeper concepts. But those who may not have, the teacher may engage in different skills. Like, there are so many skills, archery skills, and Ayurveda, like, Vimana Shastra, if you go to this all knowledge is started being recorded 5,000 years back in written form by Srila Vyasadeva. Okay. Before that, that is the reason Srila Vyasadeva is called literary incarnation of Godhead. Okay. Now, like we can discuss, so there are different kinds of knowledge, different categories of knowledge. But if we take all this knowledge, if we assume this entire knowledge as a tree, let's assume as a mango tree. Okay. Now, in a tree, we have branches, stem, roots, leaves, fruits, birds, flowers. All these things are there in the tree. So all this knowledge goes into different parts of this tree. Now, if somebody asks, what is the essence of mango tree? Like, what is the essence of mango tree? Can somebody tell? No, like sweet is the taste you get, but what is the essence? Like, juice, or we can say pulp. Okay. So now, this Srimad Bhagavatam is the pulp of that entire Vedic scriptures. Okay. So now, if like this one very beautiful example, this is also given in this Bhagavatam. So now, entire Bhagavatam, like, if somebody takes pulp, like think of a mango. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is he came 500 years back. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. He came 500 years back. Why he came? Somebody can ask. So, 5,000 years back, who came? Krishna came. So, Krishna came, he taught Bhagavad Gita. But now, the same Bhagavad Gita, how to practice that Bhagavad Gita? Like, Srila Prabhupada gave an example. If you go to a primary classroom, small children's classroom, so the teacher will be holding the hand of the child and making the child write A, B, correct? Is the teacher doesn't know alphabets? Teacher knows, but why teacher is doing that? To train the child, okay, to teach the child. Exactly how we can practice Bhagavad Gita in our lives to teach us by an example. Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years back. In the Bhagavatam, it is said, or you all know Vishnu Sahasranama, correct? In the Vishnu Sahasranama, there is a shloka comes. Suvarna Varna Hemango Varanga Shandarangadi Sannyasa Kushrama Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayanana. This shloka in Vishnu Sahasranama refers to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Suvarna Varna Hemango means Suvarna Varna means we know golden complexion. Okay. And Sannyasa Kushrama Shanta means he will be as a, like Vishnu Sahasranama means what? One everybody how to follow Bhagavad Gita in one's life. Okay. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told us, his teachings are summarized by one Acharya beautifully. Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Brajavadu Vargena Yakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Prema Pumarto Mahan. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhor Matamidam Tatrap Tatrapadanya Dhanaka. Okay. So, what is the meaning of this? This, as I told, this entire Vedic scriptures are now in the form of mango pulp. So, summary. That means instead of studying all Vedic scriptures, if we just study Srimad Bhagavatam, we get all the knowledge required to become perfect in our life. See, why knowledge is required? To know the truth. Like we are coming, like I am coming here. I have looked at least 4 or 5 times, Google, which train to take, where to get down, how to come. I want knowledge. I want truth. In the same way, knowledge is there to lead us towards the truth. Our human form of life is there only to find truth. There are so many truths, but our objective is to find absolute truth. Okay? Absolute truth is called in Bhagavatam Satyam Param or Param Satyam. Satyam Param Dhima. Okay? To find out this, entire Vedic scriptures are there, but we cannot read all our Vedic scriptures in our present condition. So if we read Srimad Bhagavatam, this is also called the torchlight in this age of Kali. So now, what is there in this Bhagavatam, all in the Vedic scriptures is 3 things. This entire Vedic scriptures are divided in, like knowledge can be summarized in 3 points. One is called Sambandha, second is called Abhidheya, third is called Prayojana. Okay. All the Vedic scriptures are summarized in these things. Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojana. Okay. Now, what is Sambandha? Connection. Okay. So we see in our life, we have so many connections, like, mother and child, there is a relationship. The first thing in anything is that, to know that relationship, Sambandha. But we should know the actual relationship. Because the relationship which is beyond time and space. Okay. Like we have, like if I'm traveling in a train, I may start talking to somebody. So I have some, connection for some time only during that journey. Now, if you see in that way, we may have little more connection when we are in family. Okay. But that also has a starting point and an ending. In this world, anything which has starting will have an end. Which does not have starting will not have end. Okay. So that is what Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita. The soul is having neither birth nor death. Okay. So that is the reason Krishna is saying. So when we know something which does not have, birth or starting point, which will not also have. So this Bhagavatam, when we read, the ultimate conclusion which will come is that, I have a relationship with absolute truth. Okay. Srila Prabhupada has, gives an example. For example, think of, we are provided whatever necessities we want in this world. Whatever necessities, you want a nice, comfortable room, house, furniture, food, all the things are provided. But you are alone. You are alone. Will you be happy? Okay, all the things are provided. So that is where, this small example is providing, an understanding to us that we always seek relationships. Okay, we always seek relationship, but we should seek permanent relationships. That does not mean that our present temporary relationships we try to neglect. When we are seeking permanent relationships, these present relationships we should use in the right direction to achieve that goal. Okay. So the first is sambandha. Now, the best sambandha in this world we can only find, the ultimate sambandha is a person who is having a relationship with Krishna, understanding. But next best relationship, one which we can see and understand, is a mother and child relationship. That is the only next pure relationship which is mentioned in the scriptures. So now, a mother, got a child. What mother does? Take care of that child, serve that child, nurture that child. So mother is always constantly thinking of that child, how to serve that child. The child is not thinking of mother, but mother is always thinking of child. How can I serve? He may feel hungry. He may, whether he's sleeping or not, he's comfortable or not. This is called abhideya. When we know our relationship is there, my permanent relationship is there with Krishna or with absolute truth, then I try to serve. I try to nurture that relationship. So why mother is doing this? If you see, like think of a mother, selfless. Majority, 99.999% mothers will be selfless only. Okay. So because this is the only pure thing. So mother never thinks, oh, this child will grow. Okay. He will become a big person. Then he will do big job. Then he will take care of me. A mother never thinks. When mother gets the child, does a mother think like that? No. She just only thinks, how can I make my child comfortable? In the same way, a person who realizes that I am having a relationship with Krishna and I want to establish that relationship, he will just only think, how can I please Krishna? He will never think, okay, if I do this, Krishna will protect me like this, or Krishna will give me this. He will never have that business mindset. I'm just talking, the topmost, whatever is possibilities. Maybe I may not be also in that state, but what Prabhupada has told is mentioned in scriptures, we are just trying to discuss. So, Sambandha, Abhideya, when we do this, the Prayojana. We don't think of Prayojana, but Krishna will give us. What is our Prayojana? Is love of God. Krishna Prem, it is. Okay. So that means we reach a stage where we only live, because Abhideya is what? Practice. And when we reach that state, that is called Krishna Prema, where we always do everything only for pleasure of Krishna. Okay. So now, this is what about Bhagavatam, what is mentioned in this. And in this thing, this is this sloka which I just now spoke. Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam. So in this sloka tells, we should The topmost worship is Krishna's worship. That is done by the example or the gopis of Vrindavan. They are the topmost worshippers. Examples. Like we see now, we tell children, "Arey, you should read like this. He got first rank by reading like this. You should also can get first rank by doing." So like this, if we have example of topmost worshipping Krishna, that is gopis of Vrindavan. Okay. So now, after discussing this, so in this Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll select one thing. This has 12 cantos. In Sanskrit, it is called skanda. 12 skanda and 18,000 shlokas. And so it is said in Bhagavatam, Krishne swadhamopagate dharma jnana divisaha kalo nashta drushamesha puranar kadunoditaha. That means after Krishna, like 5,000 years back, Krishna came, he has performed his pastimes for 125 years on this planet. After performing his pastimes, then he went back to his place. So then, after that, for these people of Kali Yuga, just after Krishna returned, Kali Yuga started. Okay, like it is also proved by when Kali Yuga started also, and this Kali Yuga started around 5,000, 100 and 500 and 5,000, some years. After that, this Bhagavatam appeared. This Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. So it is said that all of us in our houses must have Srimad Bhagavatam. That is equivalent to having Krishna in our house. So if you do not have, please contact Prabhuji and take Bhagavatam in your home. Okay. So it has 12 cantos. So we will read one shloka, 18,000 verses, 335 chapters. And there are so many beautiful pastimes. Many things are discussed. So this is the 7th canto. So in this, 6th chapter, the 7th canto of Bhagavatam discusses the pastime of Lord Narsimhadev killing Hiranyakashipu and protecting Prahlad Maharaj. This Bhakta Prahlada is a very old, movie. Many people might have seen also, and very nicely, made around 70 years back only. But actually, that story as it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam in 10 chapters, chapter 1 to chapter 10. 10 chapters it is there. So very nice prayers are also there. So we will read one shloka today. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, Text 1. So, repeat after me. Shri Prahlad Uvacha. Shri Prahlada Uvacha. Kaumara Pachare Pragno. Kaumara Pachare Pragno. Dharman Bhagavataniha. Dharman Bhagavataniha. Durlabam Manusha Janma. Durlabam Manusha Janma. Tadapi Adruvam Attadam. Tadapi adhruvamartatam. Shri Prahladuvacha. Komara acharet pragno. Dharman bhagavataniha. Durlabham purusham janma. Tadapi adhruvamartada. Two Prabhujis, two Matajis can recite, others can repeat. Anybody wants to recite? Yes, Shri Prahlad.
Shri Prahlad Vacha.
Shri Prahlad Vacha. Kaumara Acharya Pragno. Dharma Bhagavataniham. Durlabham Vishamtanma. Tadapi adhruvamartadam. Shri Prahlad Vacha. Dharma Bhagavataniham. Durlabham Vishamtanma. Tadapi adhruvamartadam. Matajis. Shri Prahlad Vacha. Kaumara Acharya Pragno. Dharman Bhagavataniham. Durlabham janma. Tadapi adhruvamartadam. Shri Prahlad Vacha. Kaumara Acharya Pragno. Dharman Bhagavataniham. Durlabham janma. Tadapi adhruvamartadam. Okay, we'll read the word meanings and then translation. Word meanings, repeat after me. Shri Prahlad Vacha. Prahlad Maharaj said, Kaumaraha, in the tender age of childhood, Acharya should practice Pragnaha, one who is intelligent, Dharman, occupational duties, Bhagavatan, which are devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Iha, in this life, Durlabham, very rarely obtained, Manusham, human, Janma, birth, Tat, that, Api, even, Adhruvam, impermanent, temporary, Arthadam, full of meaning. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki translation. Prahlad Maharaj said, one who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life, one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection. Okay, purport. The whole purpose of Vedic civilization and of reading the Vedas is to obtain the perfect stage of devotional service in the human form of life. According to the Vedic system, therefore, from the very beginning of life, the brahmacharya system is introduced so that from one's very childhood, from the age of 5 years, one can practice modifying one's human activities so as to engage perfectly in devotional service. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Modern civilization, not referring to the verdicts of Vedic literature, is so cruel to the members of human society that instead of teaching children to become brahmacharis, it teaches mothers to kill their children even in the womb on the plea of curbing the increase of population. And if by chance a child is saved, he is educated only for sense gratification. Gradually, throughout the entire society, human society is losing interest in the perfection of life. Indeed, men are living like cats and dogs, spoiling the duration of their human lives by actually preparing to transmigrate again to the degraded species among the 8.84 lakh forms of life. The Krishna consciousness movement is anxious to serve human society by teaching people to perform devotional service, which can save a human being from being degraded again to animal life. As already stated by Prahlad Maharaj, Bhagavata Dharma consists of Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. In all the schools and colleges and universities and at home, all children and youth should be taught to hear about the Supreme Personality of God. In other words, they should be taught to hear the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, to put them into practice in their lives, and thus to become strong in devotional service, free from fear of being degraded to animal life. Following Bhagavad Dharma has been made extremely easy in this age of Kali. The Shastra says, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyatha. One need only chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Everyone engaged in the practice of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will be completely cleansed from the core of his heart and be saved from the cycle of birth and death. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadanti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Shajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Nishakavitamsa Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatharini Namo Mahavadanyam Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhasute Devi Pranamami Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna. Shri Prahlad Uvacha Kaumara Dacharate Pragno Dharman Bhagavataneha Durlabam Manasham Janma Tadapya Dhruvam Adyatam. Prahlad Maharaj said, one who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood, which is 5 years. To practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved. And although temporary like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life, one can perform devotional service and even a slight amount of devotional service can give one complete perfection. See, in the Bhagavatam, there are two child devotees, like, at the age of 5 years, who have performed devotional service and perfected, are described. Who are they? Prahlad Maharaj and Govinda. Now, if we see, they both nature are different. We get our nature from, no, we can stop this. We don't need this. So, we get our nature from 4 factors. So, I'll tell you a small story. This story is from almost 90 to 100 years before story this is, which happened in India. Real story. Which happened in Gorakhpur. Gorakhpur is a city in Uttar Pradesh, which is near to the Nepal and also to Himalayas. And near to Gorakhpur, there is a village and few families are staying. And suddenly there were, fight between, few families over some land dispute. Okay. So, sometimes land dispute is there, people fight. So few people came inside one house and they have killed the father and 1 or 2 more people in the house, and they left. So one small child, maybe some 9-10 years of age, this child, he is watching people are coming in his house, they are killing his family members and went. So this child could not tolerate. He took knife, he went and he killed those people who came, killed his family members. And he went inside Himalayas. He disappeared. Okay. So then the morning they saw, this all people were killed and they could not trace this child. This is before independence. And this child went inside the deep mountains. And there, you see, think of like 80, 90 years back. Now also, there's so many saints. They go, they are staying in Himalayas, they're practicing. So beautifully, His Holiness Radhanand Maharaj gives some accounts of these people also in his book Journey Home. If now also if we find, we'll find. So he went in one of the ashrams of this saint, and so that saint did not ask about his. So he started staying there. He started serving whatever that sadhu is saying to him. He started doing like bringing some firewood from the forest, bringing some fruits, cleaning the ashram. Then that sadhu started giving him, some prasad, whatever he's eating, he started taking. So like that, he passed almost 10, 15 years there. Neither that sadhu asked, who are you? Neither he told that sadhu. Okay. So that is what sadhus are. Their one quality is their neutral. In the Bhagavatam, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had disciples, 6 primary disciples. They are called Shat Goswamis. 6 Goswamis. So it is told about them. They are called Dhira, Adhira, Janapriyo. It means they are dear to both gentle as well as to raffites. Means non-gentle. So a sadhu will be always like that. This sadhu never asked. So after almost 10, 15 years, this person told, so I am so-and-so person. I killed few people, and then I ran and I came here and I'm staying with you. So the sadhu asked, okay, fine. So you stayed with me for 10, 15 years. So you heard from me, you served here. So now what do you want to do? So he told, so I want to admit my mistake. So the sadhu told, okay, go and admit. So then this person came back to his village. After he came back, by the time it is post-independence. When this incident happened, this is pre-independence. So the post-independent, so the police, everybody, everybody is new now. So he went to police station. He told, a few years back in this village, I killed so many, like so-and-so persons. So the police opened their record. They saw there is no record. Okay. They said, we don't have any record. So now we cannot register any case. Now you can go back. So he went back to the service. So the same sadhu, and he started serving him. So the point here is that the association. So in our life, we can bring transformation only when we associate with sadhus, saintly people. Okay. If we read, by reading so many scriptures, by going to so many temples, by doing so many yajnas, yagas, japa, tapa, nothing we can bring in our life. So these two child devotees, which are mentioned in the Bhagavatam, there are so many others, are an example how they have transformed their life by just saintly association. They both have taken association of Narada. Okay. And specifically, you see here how subtle is our science. In the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned there are 5 subtle elements. Sorry, there are 5 tanmatras. Anybody knows what are the 5 tanmatras? Rupa, Rasa, Sparsha, Shabda. Okay, these 5 things. All of us are, there only, to get these 5 things. We have 5 senses. All our 5 senses are constantly looking for these 5 tanmatras. If we are not given, that is the reason the Bhagavad Gita said that all our, we have, like, everybody has 9 holes. These 9 holes need to be illuminated with knowledge. So through this, we, through some of these holes, we are taking these tanmatras. For example, taste. We have to purify our taste. Our tongue is there constantly looking for taste. And now, among all these 5 things, the most subtle thing is what? Sound. Okay. The most subtle is the sound. If we are about to leave our body, the first thing we lose is sound. Smell. The last thing which we leave is sound. The last sense we lose is sound. The first sense we lose is smell. That is the reason during COVID time, you see many people started losing smell first. Okay. So this is all mentioned in the Bhagavad, actually. So now this sound is something, even a person, we can train person, even if the person is there in the womb of the mother. The sound is something they can hear. We have so many examples in Mahabharata also. Anybody wants to say? Abhimanyu. Like this is the power of sound. So now, same way, the same Abhimanyu all know. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj, sound he heard. So that is the reason, when a person can take association of a saintly person. Yes. What is from which time a person can start taking association of holy person? From the womb. From womb. That is the best time. Actually. So the more delayed, the more polluted our consciousness is. Okay. So Prahlad Maharaj has taken his association, but it also depends. When Narada Muni started speaking, actually Narada Muni started speaking to whom? Mother. But mother did not hear. The child heard. So this is what, that is the reason. When we see a teacher comes to the classroom, he tells the same subject to 50 students, but those who hear will get benefit. So that is the most, as in the starting of the class, I told 5,000 years back, the knowledge was only acquired through just hearing. Okay. So this is the what is very, very important. And in this today's shloka also it is said, first is Shravanam. That is the reason it is said Shravanam. Then Kirtanam. Shravanam, Kirtanam. Okay. Yes, you want question? You want to say? Tell the shloka. What's your name? Arush. Good. Studying in which class? Third. Oh, nice. So I was telling there are 4 factors which affect, our nature. The first is geological factor. Means we have taken birth in one family lineage. Okay. So based on our father, grandfather, ancestors, we are getting some nature. Then the second is our karmic memory. Because of our karma. Our karma. We all have, I hope everybody will accept, we are a spirit soul. We are taking our body, different bodies. And so we also had previous bodies. We will also have some future bodies. Our previous bodies, our present body is because of past karma. Correct? So we also have some karmic nature. Okay. The third, societal nature. That means in which society we are there. With whom we are associating. After taking birth, we are all, one is geologically before, we are getting through our parents. And second is because of our karma. The third is after taking birth, with whom we are associating. With you see, just because of association only different people change. Then the fourth is called spiritual nature. So among these 4 things, the most important thing which we can control is our spiritual nature. Okay. Immediately we cannot change, our family lineage, our previous karma, and our society where we are living. But we can change our spiritual nature. Okay. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a very nice story of Murgari. How many of you know? Okay. So very few people know. So I am telling this story. Once Narada Muni was going in the forest. So he saw that many animals, they are in a great pain. They are not killed. But an arrow is shooted to them. They are crying. And an animal, or anybody is in pain, great pain, his body shakes. So all the animals are too much shaking, crying, So Narada Muni saw, who is this person? After going some, distance, then because he's walking through the bushes, he made a small sound, and this person, he's a great hunter. His name is Mrigari. So he missed shooting one animal. So he came and he got angry with Narada Muni. He told, why did you come? I missed, shooting an animal. So he asked, so are you the one who is trying to kill? Yes. So why are you killing? Because this person, Mrigari, told, because I have a family, I have to maintain family. So I am killing. So do you know that you are doing, sin, papa? So he told that, no, I don't know what is papa. So go and ask that, I will arrange whatever you require. If you agree not to kill any animals further. So he said that, no, I have to kill because I have to take care of my family. So first, then go and ask your family members whether they are ready to share your sinful reactions. So when he went and asked, they said that, no, it is your responsibility to take care of us. No, we will not take your sin. It is said in Shastra that if a man, whatever dharma he does, the 50% goes to wife. And whatever adharma wife does, 50% goes to husband. Okay. So that it is, these are all very subtle, things, codes which are mentioned. So here they all refused. No, we will not take your. Then he went back. He said, from today, you don't kill anyone. So just that moment of association, Narada Muni wants to give to Mrigari. He wants to transform. So he accepted. So this Narada, this Mrigari, he made a cottage, and all his family members also got transformed. He said, now you sit here, you just start chanting Hare Krishna. All your needs are taken care. So he just started chanting. So slowly the word went to village that this hunter now no more killing any animals. So then slowly people started visiting him. When they started coming, they started bringing grains, fruits, vegetables, whatever. So he got more than what is required. So this is an example how a sadhu, saintly person transforms. There are innumerable examples. We can see how Srila Prabhupada, went at the age of 70, 69, 70 years. Next year is going to be either 60 years. Srila Prabhupada, going to America. 60th year, next year going to 1965. So next year is going to be 2025. Okay. So it is said in the Shastra that Krishna cannot give bhakti to anybody. The Lord cannot give bhakti to anybody. Only a devotee can give bhakti. Okay. So that is the reason. This point we should understand. This is a, general principle earlier also. At least I heard, I have not seen. Maybe little senior devotees are, members are there here. In earlier days, in villages, sannyasis, they used to travel with their disciples from one village to another village. And every day evening, they used to have Harikatha. This is culture. Think of when there was no TV. This was the schedule in the villages. People, go from, the acharyas, they go with their disciples, they stay in one of the disciples' house in the village. Evening, they do Harikatha. Entire village comes. They completed their daily duties, agriculture duties, or their daily course. They come and sit. They listen to Harikatha. And like that, it goes for 1 week. Then he goes to another village. So this is that means there that Acharya is giving that bhakti to everybody. So that is the reason we lost this culture. So now we should take, that is the reason for us now, the best way to take this association is by reading Srila Prabhupada books. Srila Prabhupada books, that is the way ISKCON has spread. Once Srila Prabhupada was traveling in a flight, this is a real incident which happened. And one air hostess, she came and she asked, Prabhupada was taking, because, now also devotees, they don't eat anything outside. Even they go traveling, they carry whatever they require. There are so many people, even they don't drink water outside. Okay. Because they feel, whatever goes inside, that has an effect on our consciousness. Okay. So so Prabhupada was eating puffed rice. Puffed rice? What do we say? Murmuri. So he was eating. So then this air hostess went and asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, do you need anything? So he said that, okay, we don't take anything. If you have a hot milk, you can give. So she brought hot milk, gave. So then she asked, can I have a little bit? Prabhupada said, okay, please have it. So she just took little bit, and that's all. She had a very short interaction with Srila Prabhupada. After a few years, like 10-15 years, devotees were distributing books. Now in the month of December, many devotees here also, they distribute books by going from door to door. So when they distribute, so some devotees went to this part. This is a very remote area in some Africa country, the remote area. When they went and they knocked the door, when they opened, they started hearing Prabhupada's Kirtan. And when they opened, all the Prabhupada books are there. And she's a devotee. And then they came to know that she had a very short interaction with Srila Prabhupada for that time. That has transformed her life. He said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastrahaya, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhikaya. So we can see this example of Mrugari. So Narada Muni once came back with his friend Parvata Muni to visit Mrugari. So this Mrugari is coming to see Narada Muni, and he is jumping and coming. He's not coming straight. So Narada Muni asked, why are you jumping and coming? He said, while coming on the way, there are so many ants, insects. So I don't want to step on them. So the person who was killing animals ruthlessly. He now doesn't want to even harm an ant. And the same thing. So the person who went to Himalayas and associated with sadhu, now he is, so when we, that person became, initially he was fearful. That is the reason he went inside the Himalayas. But associating with sadhu, he became fearless. He's not fearful. He went to police station directly. So that is the reason. When we start following, these things, we become fearless. We will never, see, one person is fear only when he is doing adharma. When we start doing dharma, automatically we'll become fearless. Okay. So this is what we can see in the example, today it is said in this example of Prahlad Maharaj. He was fearless. The entire universe was fearful of Hiranyakashipu. Only one person was not fearful of Hiranyakashipu. Who was that? Prahlad Maharaj. All devatas, everybody was fearful of him. That is what. Because he knows that the Lord is there to protect him. So when we sincerely, seriously, genuinely, with heart, when we start practicing Krishna consciousness, the principles mentioned, in brief, given by Srila Prabhupada, which are following four regulative principles, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, and all other rules and regulations, will become fearless in all our actions, thoughts. So, because this human form of life is very rare, So Prahlad Maharaj is saying, so the best age to do is from the age of 5. It is very simple. Even Jiva Goswami also writes, Prahlad Maharaj also tells in thing. So now think of our maximum duration of life is how much? 100 years. Now think of in 24 hours, how many hours we sleep?
8 hours.
8 hours. Now in 100 years, how many years we are sleeping? 33, 34 years. Correct? So now, as a child, we sleep more. As an old people also, we sleep more. So like almost 40 years we go in the sleep. Now like that, if we count, now count in the reverse direction. Okay? How many hours am I practicing Krishna consciousness? In 24 hours? Okay? If 1 hour I am practicing, for example, if 1 hour I am practicing, that means in 100 years, how many years I am practicing? Hmm? 4 hours. Sorry, 4 years. See, like 1 hour is 4 years almost. 24 hours is 96 years. Correct? Correct, na? Understood or not? Huh? So that is 100 years close. So that means in 100 years, even if I am practicing every day, in 100 years, every day if I am practicing, that means I am practicing 4% of my life Krishna consciousness. Just 4%. So that if you are practicing from starting, that is the reason one who is practicing from the age of 5 years, he is practicing his life, maybe 4% of his life he is giving to Krishna. But if the more delayed it is, the less, So that is the reason it is said, it is very rare. So start early. Okay. So I'll stop here. It's already now 8:25. Okay. Thank you. So if I have spoken anything not proper or hurt anybody, sorry. So thank you for giving opportunity. Okay. Parvesh Prabhu and Prabhuji. Any questions, comments? You want to add anything? Anybody has questions, can ask. One question. Yes, Prabhuji.
The next one.
Hare Krishna.
This program, when we celebrate in the early age, we have to train the children for our religion. But in December, you have to train our children 17 for certain age. When they start doing college or something, so they will deviate from this path, spiritual path. Even though they are having interest in the age, whatever we learn, whatever we say, we are learning and listening. But after some of maybe because of somehow whatever we discuss, because of association or because of the Prabhupada Kaliga's impression, so that we becomes deviate from this.
I thought to tell this example also. Good Prabhuji, you asked this question. We have an example of Ajamila. Okay. So, see, we should not see what will happen tomorrow. Krishna consciousness is, to be present. It is said, Prabhupada told us, when you are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, what you are supposed to do? Huh? Hear the mantra what you are chanting. So let us only concentrate, how can I make my child Krishna conscious today? Automatically, if I try today, tomorrow he will become Krishna conscious. Okay. Even if he will not become tomorrow, he may deviate like Ajamila, no problem. If he has practiced it today, Krishna will protect him. Okay. So we have to ensure, my understanding is, Prabhuji, if I don't chant it today with attention, it's less likely that tomorrow I chant with attention. Okay. If I don't purify my desires, my actions today, it's less likely that tomorrow I will purify them. Okay. So in the same way, obviously, we should have a plan for tomorrow, but we should not have fear of it. But what will happen tomorrow? If tomorrow, sincerely, if my desire is, purely I am trying to make my dependents Krishna consciousness, even tomorrow they may not listen to me, it is fine. If I try purely, because we can only try our level best. Okay. Anybody, child, or other brother, sister, wife, others, we cannot force. Prabhupada said, you should, fly your own plane back to God. Okay. We can guide others. That is the reason, they say now, when you sit in the flight, first you put the mask, then you help others. So in the same way, we should try sincerely, because ultimately Krishna is the one who is inspiring everybody. Okay. And if we sincerely desire, sometimes the things may not manifest at this point, but surely they will manifest in the due course of time.
In the beginning of their earlier, they have more layers and more based on different way. But after time goes, they grow, they elevate.
Because
Sometimes because of parents' pressure.
that is what. That is the reason I am saying that, somewhere in our desires are not pure, our actions are not pure. That is the reason they become inimical or, not interested. So that is the reason we have to purify all our things. We should become trained. Like, for example, if I am going, there is some accident, I want to help them. But if I don't know how to help, if I started helping, the best help I can do is that I can call someone who is expert, who can save that person. Okay. Or take this person to where he can be saved. So in the same way, we should seek a guidance where we can, right way we can orient that person in the right direction, without hurting them or without, damaging their faith or feelings, all these things. So that is the reason initially, desires but actions also required. What do you say? Mind, mana, kaya, vacha. Okay, all these three important. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ambed Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Jai Gaura Premanande.
Hare Krishna. So let's express our gratitude to this beloved Prabhu by chanting Hare Krishna mantra once. You know, Prabhuji is in Bangalore some more time. So I'll grab you again.
No,
Please come.
thank you.
So today was birthday of Guru. So today their mother is outside the father. So let's wish you all the best and a happy birthday.
What's your name?
Purvi.
What's your name?
Govinda. Let's chant Hare Tomorrow, Saturday, no class. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Yeah. Sunday, no. When is it? 6 o'clock. Tomorrow,